And once again, I want to say greetings to each and every one of you, Aquava, and welcome. Welcome to another round of Culturally Conscious Communications here on LIB Radio, LIB TV, here on livinginblack.com. My name is Kedia Wido, aka The Conscious Roster. Weekday mornings, you and I get together live. We come at you from 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's 12 noon Eastern Time, 5 p.m. BST, and 8 p.m. East Africa time. We get together with you and we deal with culture, consciousness, historical perspectives, entertainment, economics, education, health, labor, law, politics, religion, family, conflict, future studies, all areas of human interactivity and development. Today's date is Wednesday, the 17th day of September, 2027, 2025 in the Western calendar. This corresponds to the year 6266 in the Kemetic calendar, to which we have realigned our cultural clock. Welcome to the seventh millennium. You have found your family in a peaceful place here on LIB Radio, LIB TV, here on livinginblack.com. Greetings to each and every one of you, and I thank you all for sending birthday greetings to myself. Today is my 70th rotation around the sun outside of my mother's belly. I do consider the 9 months that we travel along with our mother to be an actual real experience, life experience. So you can tell I am pro-life. I am pro my life as well. So here's what we have on the table for today's discussion. The theme of today's program: what are the healthiest starches and their benefits? What are the healthiest starches and their benefits? I think you're really going to enjoy today's conversation. I hope you do. Let's get into this party. And one second, I've got to figure out. One second here. I'm going to go to my Facebook page, copy, cut, and paste the link. Here we are. Facebook, copy, cut, and paste the link to today's show. And bear with me, I usually have all of this all lined up, but it's getting more complicated as I continue the show. Okay, here we go. X, all, paste, go, and then paste this over here. And let me introduce today's show to each and every one of you. Today on libradio.com. So often we have heard how we should avoid starches in our diet because they contain, quote, too many carbs. That is the standard keto line. Too many carbs from starches. This is bad nutrition advice because carbohydrates are a primary source of energy for the mitochondria of each living cell. The best advice is to avoid too much of processed foods, including highly processed carbohydrates like sugar, white bread, pastries, and other junk food. Today, we get a chance to set the record straight about which are the healthiest starches and their nutritional benefits. So that's what you and I have on the table for today. I think you're going to find this to be a wonderful, enlightened program. And if you do, make sure you, one, type a like in the, or hit the like button. Let everybody know you like what you're hearing today. And also to type something into the chat. We'd love to hear from you, your thoughts about what you have to say and what you think is our critical mission here? Or what do you think of our critical mission here on libradio.com? I do have a little piece of video queued up, and I guess I should go ahead and start with this short video piece here right now. So I'm going to go into my StreamYard link, add to the stage the piece of video that I have here. I'm going to expand this box, and here's the video that I have to share. It's very short.
These are the healthiest carbs of all time.
Starchy vegetables like potatoes, squash, and legumes. Whole fruit, not dried fruit and not fruit juice. Has to be whole fruit. Minimally processed grains such as certain types of rice, Ezekiel bread, or even oatmeal.
These are the healthiest carbs of all time.
Starchy vegetables like potatoes,
I'm gonna let that
squash,
play a
and
second time.
legumes. Whole fruit, not dried fruit and not fruit juice. Has to be whole fruit. Minimally processed grains such as certain types of rice, Ezekiel bread, or even oatmeal.
These are the healthiest carbs.
And I think there is a second video. No, this is not a second video, but this is real helpful stuff here on how to live longer and stay healthier. And one of the things is to be able to get up and down off of the floor without using your hands. So let's go ahead. I'm going to neutralize that. And let's go into today's discussion on LIB Radio. What are the healthiest carbohydrates or starches and their benefits? And specifically, I'm talking about starches. The healthiest starches to eat are whole grains, legumes, potatoes, and winter squash, as they are rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, and other essential nutrients. These foods provide sustained energy and support overall health when consumed as part of a balanced diet. And I would say this, instead of using balanced diet, I would say well-rounded plant-based diet. Here, let me type that in. So I'm going to stop using this word balance. Well-rounded plant-based diet. So there. Whole grains such as brown rice, wild rice, black rice, quinoa, oats, barley, and air-popped popcorn are also highly nutritious because they retain the bran and germ, which are rich in protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Refined grains like white flour, refined grains like white flour, which have had these parts removed, are significantly less nutritious and should be limited, or in my case, eliminated. Whole grains are also recommended for improved blood sugar control, weight management, and reduced triglyceride levels. They also contain resistant starch. I want you to remember those two words, resistant starch, which can contribute to gut health and reduce the risk of chronic diseases. Resistant starch. Legumes, including beans, lentils, and split peas, are top sources of fiber and plant-based protein, providing heart-healthy alternatives to animal proteins. They are rich in iron, B vitamins, and other essential nutrients. Lentils, in particular, are a rich source of resistant starch, containing at least 4 times more than some other starchy foods like potatoes. Consuming legumes can help with satiety. That means my belly full. Satiety blood sugar regulation and reducing the risk of heart disease and certain cancers. Potatoes, especially when eaten with the skin, are excellent sources of vitamin C and potassium, an electrolyte vital for heart and brain function. Sweet potatoes are low glycemic, meaning they have a positive impact on blood sugar levels, and are rich in the antioxidant beta-carotene. They also contain trace amounts of B vitamins, magnesium, iron, and zinc. Cooling cooked potatoes increases their resistant starch content through a process called retrogradation. Let me repeat that. Cooling cooked potatoes increases their resistant starch, the good stuff, through a process called retrogradation, which can improve gut health and reduce calorie absorption. And that term retrogradation, that's the first time I've ever heard of that. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put that up into my search engine. What is retrogradation and the health benefits? So I'm going to come back to that shortly. So I'll repeat that sentence. Cooling cooked potatoes increases their resistant starch through a process called retrogradation, which can improve gut health and reduce calorie absorption. Winter squash, such as butternut and acorn squash, is a leading source of beta-carotene, which supports tissue growth and repair and may protect against sun damage. It also provides beta-cryptoxanthin, a compound linked to a lower risk of inflammatory diseases like arthritis. A 1 cup serving of cooked winter squash offers 6 grams of fiber, which helps meet daily fiber recommendations. That's not bad, especially when we understand winter squash can be used to fight arthritis. That sounds pretty interesting. I'm going to look that up as well. Okay, and okay, in summary, the benefits of consuming these healthy starches include improved gut health, better blood control, reduced risk of heart disease and certain cancers, increased satiety, and sustained energy levels. For optimal health, it is recommended to focus on the whole, minimally processed sources of starch and to prepare them in healthy ways, such as baking, boiling, or steaming, rather than frying. I've got a couple of others here up on the board I'm going to mention. And first of all, let's go into this idea of what is called retrogradation of the starch. The healthy benefit. Retrogradation of starch, also known as resistant starch, is a process where gelatinized starch molecules realign into a more rigid structure upon cooling. This process is beneficial as it allows the starch to resist digestion in the small intestine and instead ferment in the large intestine, where it behaves more like soluble fiber. This fermentation produces short-chain fatty acids, those are the good ones, like butyrate, which can help feed beneficial gut bacteria and regulate blood sugar levels. The retrogradation process is the more reversible, meaning that once the starch is retrograded, it does not revert back to its original digestible form. This stability allows the retrograded starch to be consumed in various ways, such as in cold dishes or reheated later without losing the health benefits. And that's pretty good information. Again, that's retrogradation. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to copy, cut, and paste this paragraph and push that one into my document as well. Where may put it in? Retrograde. Bear with me here. I'll just punch it in right here. Okay. Let's go forward. Green bananas. That's one of my favorites. I recently just started making green bananas regularly. Green bananas are particularly rich in resistant starch, a type of dietary fiber that resists digestion in the small intestine and ferments in the colon, acting similarly to soluble fiber. This resistant starch is the primary health-promoting starch found in green bananas and is considered highly beneficial for gut health and metabolic function. It is also noted that green bananas contain high levels of pectin, another form of starch that contributes to their health benefits. The healthy benefits of resistant starch in green bananas include improved blood sugar control by reducing glycemic response and supporting long-term blood sugar management. It acts as a prebiotic, feeding beneficial gut bacteria, which can help maintain a healthy microbiome and potentially reduce the risk of conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, and colon cancer. Let me repeat that sentence. It acts as a prebiotic. We're talking about green bananas. Acts as a prebiotic, feeding beneficial gut bacteria, which can help maintain a healthy microbiome and potentially reduce the risk of conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, and colon cancer. Research has shown that resistant starch can contribute to the production of short-chain fatty acids, such as butyrate, which are crucial for colon health. Furthermore, resistant starch may aid in weight management by increasing satiety and reducing appetite. Pectin, another key starch in green bananas, helps slow the movement of food from the stomach to the intestine, promoting a feeling of fullness and aiding in weight management. It also helps regulate blood sugar levels by preventing spikes, which can reduce the risk of mood swings, energy crashes, and long-term complications like diabetes. Pectin serves as a prebiotic, nourishing good gut bacteria and contributes to overall digestive health. In addition to these starches, green bananas are a good source of other nutrients, including potassium, vitamin B6, vitamin C, magnesium, and manganese, which support various body functions. The high fiber content, primarily from resistant starch and pectin, also helps relieve symptoms like bloating, gas, and constipation. Overall, the combination of resistant starch and pectin in green bananas makes them a valuable functional food for digestive and metabolic health. Next, we have sweet potatoes. And I'm going to put up one here, another one that wasn't on this list. And I'll get to that one in just a second. Sweet potatoes are packed with vitamins A and C, making them excellent for immune support. They have a low glycemic index, which means they won't spike your blood sugar levels. And then I'm typing in one right now that wasn't on the list, and that is the healthy benefit of what are murasaki potatoes, which I have some in the kitchen right now. What is or are murasaki potatoes? Mura, not muru, murasaki. Sweet potatoes are a stunning and nutritious variety of sweet potato known for their deep purple skin and creamy white flesh. The name mura, not muru. The name murasaki means purple in Japan. And this variety was originally cultivated in Japan before gaining popularity in places like California and Louisiana. What makes murasaki potatoes so healthy, so beneficial? That's very, very good. Here, copy and paste this over here in my main research document. What makes murasaki potatoes so good? Flavor and texture. They are less sweet than orange sweet potatoes, with a slightly nutty, earthy flavor and a firmer texture. Perfect for roasting, baking, or making fries. The vibrant purple skin isn't just pretty, it's packed with antioxidants. Bear with me here. Next, health benefits of murasaki sweet potatoes. Here's why they are a smart addition to your plate. Number one, bear with me. Number one, they're rich in vitamin A, supporting healthy vision, immune function, and glowing skin. Number two, high in vitamin C. Vitamin C boosts immunity, aids tissue repair, and acts as a powerful antioxidant. They're loaded with dietary fiber, which promotes digestion, helps regulate blood sugar, and supports weight management. They are a good source of potassium. Helps maintain fluid balance, supports muscle function, and regulates blood pressure. And then the antioxidant properties. The purple skin contains compounds that help fight oxidative stress and inflammation. And lastly, they are a fantastic alternative to regular potatoes or even orange sweet potatoes. If you're looking for something with a unique flavor and a nutritional punch, and that is murasaki sweet potatoes. And I will say this much because I've been eating them this week. I knew purple potatoes, purple colored potatoes were one of the reasons why Japanese people live so long. And so I'm feeding a client this week. So I went out and I said, let me go ahead and get some murasaki potatoes. And let me tell you, I boiled them and I removed the skin, even though the skin is the healthy part of the sweet potato. But I, wanted to go with a visual aesthetic because I didn't know to what extent my client wanted to just eat pure healthy and not necessarily look at their dish. But I ate those murasaki sweet potatoes, and I still have some in the refrigerator. They were so delicious. Not quite as sweet as garnet sweet potatoes, which are, of course, lovely, lovely fiber-rich food. But the texture of the murasaki potatoes blew my mind. The texture was so wonderful, and they were delicious. A little more starchy tasting than the sweet potatoes, but just absolutely delicious with a wonderful texture. I highly, highly recommend it. You listening to me right now, you need to incorporate murasaki potatoes into your diet. Do it as soon as you possibly can and be beneficial of what I am talking about. So we're talking about murasaki potatoes. Let me see if I can get a link here. And I'm looking for the link. Murasaki potatoes. Copy link. And I'm going to paste this up here into my Rumble page. I'm going to paste it also on my not YouTube page. And I just cannot say enough about these wonderful, beautiful, sweet murasaki potatoes. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. If you are disappointed, you holler at me, say, Kitty, you recommended those murasaki potatoes so much, and I demand my money back, and I'll send you back the $1 that you paid for the murasaki potatoes. Or just send me the receipt. I'll send you back your money. They are absolutely wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We're continuing. We're talking about what are the healthiest starches that we can eat and what are their benefits. So we've gotten through that. Next we have quinoa. Quinoa is a complete protein containing all 9 essential amino acids. Quinoa is also rich in magnesium and iron, making it a great choice for vegetarians and vegans. And for those of us who are avoiding rice, quinoa is a wonderful substitute. Now, I do consume wild rice or wild rice blend. I love it, love it, love it. I figure it's great for us. Brown rice. Brown rice retains its bran and germ. Providing more nutrients and fiber compared to white rice. It's a versatile grain that can be used in various dishes. Oats. Oats are known for their heart-healthy properties due to their high beta-glucan content, which can help lower cholesterol levels. They're also very filling, making them a great breakfast option. And I do love oats. I love oats for breakfast, but I caution you, you must get non-GMO modified oats. Most of the oats sold in American markets nowadays are GMO. And you do not want to start consuming GMO foods because you don't know what's in it. We do know that significant amount of GMO foods are modified to tolerate high levels of glyphosate, weed killer. And glyphosate is a train wreck for your gut health. Glyphosate is a train wreck for your gut health. You heard it from me, and you can't believe it's true. Next up, legumes. Legumes like lentils and chickpeas are not only high in fiber, but also provide a good amount of protein, making them an excellent choice for a balanced diet. And what did we say instead of balance? We were going to use plant-based whole foods diet. Barley, another one of my favorites. Barley is another whole grain that's high in fiber, particularly beta-glucan, which is beneficial for heart health. Barley can be used in soups, salads, or as a side dish. Now, I need to answer this question because I'm feeding a client right now who is who's glucose intolerant. Barley and glucose. And that is the question. Barley, not barley. Barley is a beneficial grain for glucose management, particularly for individuals with diabetes. Now, I didn't mean to say glucose. I meant gluten. Gluten. So barley and gluten. Now, that's what I'm looking for. Barley and gluten with a question mark. Yes, barley contains gluten. Specifically, it has a type of gluten known as hordein, Hordein, which can trigger adverse reactions in individuals with gluten-related disorders such as celiac disease. Therefore, those who need to avoid gluten should also avoid barley and its derivatives, including barley flour and malted barley. So yes, I'm going to copy that paragraph. Sorry about that, but gotta have it. Is barley gluten-free? No, it is not. Barley does contain gluten. And stop it. Barley, foods to avoid and alternatives. We're talking about gluten. And I'm sorry about that. I have to copy this. This is very important. And paste this over here. And let us continue. Continuing. Whole wheat pasta. Whole wheat pasta offers more fiber and nutrients than traditional pasta, making it a healthier option for pasta lovers. Of course, pasta also does contain gluten. So if you are allergic to wheat gluten and you are avoiding wheat gluten, you do have to avoid pasta. Potatoes, especially when eaten with the skin. Now we're back to what are the healthiest starches and their benefits. Potatoes, especially when eaten with the skin, are a good source of potassium and vitamin C. They can be a healthy part of a balanced diet when prepared healthily. Example given baked or boiled rather than fried. And I will say this much regarding potatoes. And doggone it, there's a mosquito in here. It's biting on me. He bit me twice. I saw the guy a little bit earlier, but we'll box him later. I find if I don't mess with his mosquito bite, the irritation and the inflammation goes away in 20 minutes. But I want to find that mosquito and I want to eliminate him. He bit me twice, like right in the same place, like he stuck it in, didn't like it, moved about less than about an eighth of an inch and stuck it in again. Said, "Oh, that's what I was looking for." Potatoes. These starches can be incorporated into a variety of meals, providing not just energy, but also essential nutrients that contribute to overall health. Murasaki sweet potatoes. I did talk about them briefly. I have it here I'm going to repeat this. Murasaki sweet potatoes are indeed a healthy starch choice, a variety of sweet potato known for their purple skin and white flesh. Some key points about their nutritional benefits. I'm going to repeat. Vitamins, high in vitamins A and C, which support immune system function and skin health. Antioxidants. rich in anthocyanins, which have antioxidant properties. And it may help reduce inflammation and lower the risk of inflammation and chronic diseases. Fiber, a good source of dietary fiber, aiding in digestion and promoting a feeling of fullness. Murasaki potatoes, also sweet potatoes, also low on glycemic index. Generally lower glycemic index compared to regular potatoes, making them a better option for blood sugar control. And minerals. Murasaki potatoes contain potassium and magnesium and are important for heart health and muscle function. So they're rich in antioxidants, high in fiber, and very versatile in cooking. And also they have a strong anti-aging function. And that's very important. Conclusion, in summary, Murasaki sweet potatoes are a nutritious and healthy starch option. They offer a range of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, making them a great addition to a balanced diet. If you enjoy their unique flavor and texture, they can be a delightful way to incorporate healthy starches into your meals. So that is much of the research I had pulled up for today. I'm going to go over here and we're going to pull in some more research that I haven't done yet. Oh, this is a good one. This is on winter starches. And I'm looking here for how to ease joint discomfort. Do joint supplements work? That's not what I'm looking for. Here's what I'm looking for. Is butternut squash good for arthritis? Let's look at this research to see what it has to say. This is written by Sarah. Is butternut squash good for arthritis? And I'm going to copy, cut, and paste this link. And I'm going to share it with you if you don't mind. Copy that. And copy the link, share the link. And nobody's saying anything to me today. I guess nobody's interested in healthy starches. Maybe must be my problem. I must have missed picking a topic for today. But this is going to be very good for me. Is butternut squash good for arthritis? This is from shiftychevre.com. And here's what it has to say. Is butternut squash good for arthritis? Summary. Butternut squash can be a valuable addition to an arthritis-rich diet. Its rich nutrient profile, particularly high levels of anti-inflammatory compounds and antioxidants, may help reduce pain and inflammation associated with arthritis. But it's not a cure and should not be combined with other treatments. They're talking about understanding arthritis and inflammation. Arthritis isn't a single disease, but an umbrella term encompassing over 100 conditions affecting joints. The most common types are osteoarthritis, characterized by cartilage breakdown, and rheumatoid arthritis, an autoimmune disorder. Both are marked by inflammation, pain, stiffness, and decreased range of motion. Managing arthritis often involves medication, physical therapy, and lifestyle adjustments, including diet. The goal is to reduce inflammation and manage symptoms. Butternut squash, a nutritional powerhouse. Butternut squash is a winter squash known for its sweet, nutty flavor and vibrant orange flesh. Its distinct hue indicates a wealth of health benefits, of beneficial nutrients, making it potentially valuable food in managing arthritis. Here is a glimpse of its key components. Number one, beta carotene. And bear with me, I have to copy this and paste this in my original document. Okay, here is a glimpse of its key components. Beta carotene, converted to vitamin A in the body. Beta carotene acts as a potent antioxidant, fighting free radicals that contribute to inflammation. Vitamin C, another powerful antioxidant. Doggone, that sucker bit me again on the same arm. Vitamin C, another powerful antioxidant that supports immune function and helps protect cartilage from damage. Vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that works synergistically with vitamin C to boost and to combat inflammation. To boost vitamin C to combat inflammation. Vitamin E. Manganese, involved in bone formation and cartilage repair. Manganese plays a crucial role in maintaining joint health. Potassium, important for maintaining fluid balance and nerve function. Potassium can help reduce muscle spasms and cramping associated with arthritis. Fiber promotes gut health, which indirectly affects inflammation levels throughout the body. A healthy gut microbiome is crucial for managing autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis. How butternut squash may benefit arthritis sufferers? The combination of nutrients in butternut squash creates a powerful anti-inflammatory effect. The antioxidants combat oxidative stress, a major contributor to joint health in arthritis. The fiber content aids digestion and supports a healthy gut, which is increasingly recognized as central to immune regulation and inflammation control. Although butternut squash alone won't reverse arthritis, its inclusion in a balanced diet may contribute to symptom management and overall well-being. So, how do you incorporate butternut squash into your diet? Butternut squash is incredibly versatile. It can be roasted, steamed, mashed, poured into soups, or even added to salads. Experiment with different cooking methods and flavor combinations to find ways to enjoy it regularly. Here are some ideas. Roasted butternut squash. Toss diced butternut squash with olive oil, herbs like rosemary or thyme, and spices like cinnamon or nutmeg, and roast until tender. Butternut squash soup. Blend roasted or steamed butternut squash with vegetable broth, coconut milk, and spices for a creamy and comforting soup. Butternut squash risotto. Substitute rice with butternut squash cubes in a risotto dish for a flavorful and nutritional meal. Butternut squash salad. Add roasted butternut squash to salads with leafy greens, cranberries, nuts, and a light vinaigrette. That sounds really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and copy these recipes, put them over here in my document, and let's do what we can do to make some healthy butternut squash. Important considerations. While butternut squash offers healthy benefits, it is essential to remember, number one, it is not a cure. Butternut squash is a supportive addition to a comprehensive arthritis management plan, not a replacement for medication or medical advice. Two, individual responses vary. The effectiveness of a butternut squash for arthritis symptoms can differ from person to person. Allergies. While rare, butternut squash allergies are possible. Be mindful of any allergic reactions. And number 4, moderation is key. Excessive consumption of any single food, even a healthy one, can disrupt dietary balance. Enjoy butternut squash as part of a varied and well-rounded diet. So you know what? I'm going to finish up right now because I'm over here getting bitten by, there's a single mosquito, and she's bitten me 3 times in the last few minutes. And I am determined to eliminate her from life. Just a mosquito, y'all. For those vegans out there, but it's a living creature. Shut up. You're not being bitten up by a mosquito right now. I'm not going to use any chemicals. I'm going to use kinetic energy or kinetic momentum, and I'm going to smash that sucker. So wish me luck on my great mosquito hunt over here. I think we did a good job today. Overall, we came to the conclusion that there are healthy starches for you and I to eat. We talked about the healthy benefits of sweet potatoes, murasaki potatoes, wonderful, wonderful purple potatoes, quinoa, lentils, whole grains. And we did talk about avoid consuming gluten. If you are allergic to gluten products, I am not. I can eat any vegetable, any plant-based food and have no problem at all. Doggone it, that sucker bit me 3 times. Can you believe that? We're going to do the best we can to knock out all mosquitoes in the area. I want to thank you for tuning in today. Didn't have a response from my audience today. Not one person sent an email, or did anyone at all hit the like button? I'm looking on YouTube right now to see if anybody hit the like button. But I don't think I got any response at all today. Too bad. Because we did a good, I do see 6 likes. So the people did like the program on YouTube. They just didn't announce themselves. So that's not a bad thing. So we're going forward. I want to thank you all for tuning in. You've been tuned into your favorite. You know, we aim to be your favorite. We try, we strive every day. What did Angela Bofield sing? I tried to do the best I can for you, but it seems it's not enough. But you know I care, even when you're not there. But it's not what you want. Excuse me, I was a little out of pitch on that. Angela Bofield, thank you for being who you are, who you were. Angela Bofield died earlier this year. I think she died. She had had 2 major strokes, and that took her out of the music industry. But boy, Angela, what you did will forever be in your brother's heart. And I know I'm not the only one who shows those sentiments to the beautiful music of Angela Bofield. On that note, it was a good day on LIB Radio, LIB TV, and Living in Black. Tell your friends to tell their friends to come and join us, because we have our own now. We are LIB Radio. We are LIB TV. We are truly, truly living in black.com. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you.
Bye.